Look at this. Donald
Listen to
Trump
this and we'll
walked up
talk
to
about it.
reporters holding a printout. And in that printout, you can see that there is an article. And the article is of a Washington Post story. And the headline is Prescription Drug Prices Record Sharpest Drop in More Than 60 Years. And Donald Trump had it printed out by his human printer, Natalie Harp. He proudly displayed it. He asked reporters, hey, have you seen that? He made sure that the cameras would capture it. And he read aloud the headline and declared, I told you that this was going to happen. And then the White House took the image and blasted it all over social media with the caption, POV, you bring the receipts. Trump taking credit. But there was only one little problem. And this is why we read the articles. This is why we don't just stop with the headlines. This is why we don't allow Donald Trump and people like him to bamboozle us with printouts. The receipt says it is thanks to Joe Biden. Had Donald Trump been able to read, or had anybody working in the White House communications operation bothered to read the article, they would have noticed that the article is talking about a Biden-era policy as the explanation for the drop in prescription drug prices. You look at the article that Trump is bragging about, and it says there is a policy in the Inflation Reduction Act, of course, signed by President Biden back in 22. And what it did was give Medicare the authority to negotiate prices for a bunch of expensive and widely used prescription drugs. And we covered this extensively. We gave you the list of the first drugs that were being negotiated, the most commonly used drugs, most commonly prescribed drugs in the United States. And these first negotiated prices, which happened thanks to a Biden law and which were negotiated mostly while Biden was president, took effect at the start of this year. And so we now find a situation where even though the prices of almost everything are up under Donald Trump, prescription drug prices were down about 3% compared to a year earlier. And it is true. That's the steepest decline in a single year in more than 6 decades. The only problem for Trump is that Biden's Medicare negotiations are the reason why those prices are down. It's not because of anything Donald Trump did.
But Trump will never tell you that. He's already taking credit for it. The Republicans will never tell you that because they love taking credit for things that they voted against or did not support or came from Democrats. We see it over and over and over and over. Trump has taken credit for things Obama has done. He's taken credit for things Joe Biden has done. Republicans in Congress that voted against the infrastructure bill show up when those infrastructure ribbon cuttings happen in their districts. Hey, this is awesome. Yeah, why'd you vote against it? Same shit. This is Donald Trump taking credit for something that Joe Biden did. But the people with the red hats, they're not going to know that because Newsmax isn't going to tell them that.